Have you ever gotten so close to taking action on something big, like sending in a podcast pitch, applying for a TED Talk, or launching a bold and innovative new service, but you found yourself rewriting your notes 7 times, questioning your message, or deleting your draft altogether? You are not lazy. You're not ready. You're stuck in an old pattern your brain thinks is helping you. And that pattern is what we need to rewire fast. You've got amazing change to make in this world, and spending unnecessary time overthinking is holding you back from helping a lot of people have better lives because of you. Hi, I'm Abby Motsky, PhD. I specialize in helping high-achieving entrepreneurs and professionals optimize their energy, mindset, and nervous system to perform at elite levels without burning out or spiraling in indecision. Today's episode is a must-watch if you find yourself stuck in overthinking loops, especially when the stakes are high and the spotlight is calling your name. Most of the women I work with look confident on the outside. They would even say they're confident because overall they probably really are. They've been successful. People rely on them. They're driven. They know they can hold up a lot, even in the face of big challenges. But inside, there can be a war happening when it comes time to being increasingly visible, decisive, and bold. And here's the kicker. They've been told to solve it by relaxing. They try meditating, journaling, and breath work. They tell themselves to let go of anxiety, but that does not solve the problem. The mind chatter can still kick in and overtake your best mode of operation, because the real problem behind overthinking is not just anxiety, it's old programming. What you think is overthinking is really just too many thought voices fighting in your head due to the fear of making the wrong move or the imperfect move. And it is caused by a nervous system that was trained to overanalyze to feel safe. Contrary to the criticism most of us would have toward ourselves when we find we're stopping ourselves with overthinking patterns, is that our overthinking is not a flaw. It is a safety mechanism. It's not a preferable one for us. You've outgrown it. It's a symptom of an outdated operating system that affects our minds. New circumstances and higher levels of performance demand the 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0 version of you. And that upgrade can be super fast when you're using the right tools. Let me tell you about one of my clients. We'll call her Marissa. She is brilliant. She is well respected in her field, always dedicated to finding top quality answers and improving lives. And she loved speaking and teaching in more intimate size audiences, usually of under 100 or less. But she knew it was time to go bigger. She nailed down insights and thoughts in her industry that others weren't talking about, and those thoughts could really shape the future for it in a beautiful way. She had the research, the experience, and she was feeling the calling to speak on a TEDx stage to help her reach more people. But every time she'd open the application page, she would hit a bit of a freeze. Her brain would spin. What if I pick the wrong topic? Is this really necessary? What if nerves hit me and I ruin my credibility? Even knowing there's a support process to help her prepare didn't make a difference to silence that overthinking pattern. She started questioning things about her ability and herself she never questioned before. And the worst part was nobody else could see this happening, so she felt totally without help. To everyone else, she looked like the picture of readiness, and a lot of people were waiting to see this next phase happen from her. Internally, she was holding back from the very thing her future self was begging her to do. She found she kept letting self-doubt creep in and camp out, stopping her from hitting that submit button, the one simple action that was stopping her from her calling. And the fact is, she was unknowingly operating on programming she built in her teens and early 20s to survive, push through, and prove herself, since life had handed her a devastating loss during her early teen years. She had to cope hard to live up to the expectations left for her. She rose to the occasion, hustled hard, and tapped great drive and strength to hold it all together while putting herself through college and into her chosen field. The programming had served her well through years of survival and living under other people's expectations, always making the grade, always impressing those in authority. But now, that same pattern that gave her strength was her ceiling. She was the authority now and needed to take the reins as an actual expert on a larger stage. What shifted everything for her wasn't more willpower. She already had willpower in spades, and that fortitude wasn't going to fix that. It wasn't another confidence course she needed. She had all the certifications and then some. What shifted the playbook for her the fastest with the most depth was what I now call the EliteMind Accelerator. This method is the most powerful combination of tools I've developed over the past decade to assess and correct the literal electrical communication between your mind and the stored experiences in your body. Like an electrician testing power lines and circuits, we precisely detect the point of disconnect in your nervous system and rewire how your mind processes goals, visibility, and pressure. With Marissa, we zeroed in on deep subconscious blocks tied to her loss in adolescence and the pressure patterns that had wired her for self-reliance but not self-trust. For her, a huge key was moving her sense of self from I'm still trying to make it to I have made it and I do know what I'm doing. We didn't just talk it through. In fact, in many instances, expecting to talk it through slows some people down because they expect they need to verbally process over time to get to the root. But most of our underlying drivers simply aren't going to surface in words spontaneously. They're harbored as feelings and instincts. What we did to shift that subconscious instinct was we cleared the imprint those memories had left. Within 2 sessions, with some recalibration in between, Marissa pressed the submit button and applied to TEDx, got accepted, and I continued to work with her as she chose her topic and delivered. Powerfully, clearly, without spiraling. She totally knocked it out of the park. Her overthinking and hesitation had stopped her because her system no longer felt unsafe with wider visibility or authority level decisiveness. Let's break down why this works. When you're in overthinking mode, it's not because you don't know what to do. It's because your nervous system doesn't feel safe doing it. So it tries to save you by finding every angle possible, looking for danger lurking in even imaginary spaces. Most people try to solve overthinking with coping skills, but coping doesn't rewire the trigger. What actually works then? Identifying the old rule your brain is still following, clearing the emotional and somatic charge tied to it, and replacing it with a new, positively wired intention your body believes and trusts. And that's what the EliteMind Accelerator does. The best part is, once it's cleared, you don't have to convince yourself anymore. You just go, and that action feels good. With each further win, you are rewarded and you cement in that learning more, that you've arrived to that higher level, have earned it, and are safe and secure while living in it. The new pattern of not overthinking and just taking action you know is right gets wired into the nervous system, becoming a part of that subconscious mind-body connection. You do not have to operate at 2021 levels in 2025 or 2026. You are not broken because you hesitate by overthinking. You are not weak for needing a system upgrade. You're just ready to evolve your operating system now that you've grown to where you are. Elite performance at the level you're at and where you're going requires more than effort. It requires alignment. It's totally normal and necessary, and it doesn't need to take years of angst to accomplish that. So if you're sitting on something right now, a keynote, a rebrand, a launch, a pitch, and you keep telling yourself you'll do it once you're more confident or less anxious, or you have so many thoughts you can't see clearly to that next step, then that's your cue. That's your body asking for a better method. If you'd like to chat about how my EliteMind Accelerator can help you delete the overthinking default faster so you can move more quickly, clearly, and powerfully on your decisions and goals, comment or contact me with the word TEDx. You need and deserve to cut the mental noise out that keeps you down. This elevates your decision-making and action-taking. We need to get you back to powerful strategic choices your future you needs you to make now. Today, we broke the myth that overthinking means you're weak, scared, or not ready. Instead, we showed it's evidence of an outdated subconscious program running your mind for you. There's a precision method to clear it that is designed especially for visionary, goal-driven people like you. And your next level demands a new way of operating so you can run your career or business with so much more alignment and enjoyment. We need to see you feeling super confident inside and out about applying and making your TEDx talk, launching your course and products, and getting on all the podcasts you're supposed to be on. Let this be your green light to decide faster, think clearer, to take bigger swings, because you were built for impact, not indecision, not overthinking. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, cheers to you living in your purpose in power.